I'm working for FSB. So what might I talk about? A little bit of penetration tester. I'm working currently not for FSB, as you can recall, it was a job. Currently I'm working for KPMG. In my free time I'm playing for CTF. How many of you heard what CTF is? Okay, at least several people. Cool. So my team name is More Smoked Chicken. It's a pretty funny name, so I don't want to talk about it. Let's continue. So the problem definition is the following. Let's imagine what you are performing a penetration testing, and one of its stage is social engineering, and you try to trick users to execute your payload or browse to your favorite link and use your exploit kit to somehow execute your code on the side of user. As always, you're sitting somewhere in the internet, not in a local network of corporation where you're trying to found. And as always, best practice established, and local users do not have any privileges on their workstations. So that means that if their browsers will be exploited or payload will be executed, no way to get admin privileges at all. Of course, all patches will install. So our goal is to find out the password of the current user. Why should we get it? Even if user will trick and will execute our payload, you know that common penetration testing software like Metasploit, Framework, Score Impact, or I don't know, Unity Canvas and so on, quite a buggy software, and where engine is tending to die from time to time. It's very sad, but when you lose your shell, you haven't any options to do after that. Moreover, if your shell is going to die, for example, user turn off their station, or computer security officers can stop your attack. So if your shells die, you have nothing to do at all after that. So, but if you can to extract a password of the current user, you could access external web resources, deep virtual private networks, some Citrix servers, email, and so on. And you can do it. Thank you. You can do it even during work hours or after that. It doesn't matter. So there is traditional ways to extract users. So the traditional way to extract current user password is use favorite tools like Windows Credentials Editor or Mimikatz, or I don't know, password dump. But the sad part is that you still need system level privileges to get to connect, for example, to the system processes, or to grab some system files. So there is no way to get system privileges, as I told before. All those tools you have to left for another exercise. Another way is, for example, trying to exploit some weak services and elevate your privileges, but as I told before, it's still impossible. So, no way to system level of privileges. Let's look for alternative ways. One of the first ways that comes to my mind is, for example, trick user and show him some kind of bad window. But there is a problem. For example, as you see on the screen, you need some kind of localization. For example, if I am sitting in Russia and trying to hack some Chinese company, nobody in China will understand what does it mean. And opposite, if Chinese hacker from People Liberation Army try to hack Russian, of course Russian will understand it, but hackers from PLA don't. So that's a problem. Another problem is that user can type to build some kind of sheet, but you never will check what is it right or not. During social engineering activities, some users love to type not very passwords, but some words like "пошел нахуй" or something like that. In Russian, it means like "get out, get out." And in the final, users can call the security officers and told them that some tricky program trying to get my passwords. So get it. Another already known way is called SyScan'14. What does it? It's there is a module in Metasploit framework called Incognito. It connects to its current users into the system and try to authenticate on some server in the network. The disadvantages is the same. You have to have some admin privileges, and there is one more disadvantage, but you have to install your own SMB server in the network, so you could sniff the network traffic and extract some data from it. But if you are sitting somewhere in the internet, you can't install any Samba servers in a local network, so hash snuffing is not your option at all. Another way, for example, if you can install Samba server is to try to use Internet Explorer browser to authenticate on your own web server. You try to use current user credentials, and you of course could capture it and later force and extract passwords. But there is some disadvantages. One of them is that web servers still have to be located somewhere in a local network. Moreover, DNS name of its server should be in a trusted zone of a current user domain. So at least you should register it on domain name server. If you're sitting somewhere in the internet, it's still impossible. But you have some options. For example, you could change proxy settings of an internet browser, for example, and try to navigate to some website in the local network what will ask user to authenticate. Anyway, you have to execute Internet Explorer, and as you know, if Internet Explorer is starting on your system, nothing else will work. So user will notice that Internet browser is running. That's not good way. So here we come to SSPI. SSPI is an interface for applications running on the user level to interact with the operating system and using its credentials store to authenticate to different services. For example, Internet browser, Internet Explorer, or any other application could use it to utilize different mechanisms to authenticate. It could be in TLM, it could be Digest, Kerberos, or any other is installed on the system. Even you could install some else what is not provided by Microsoft. As usual, there is Digest, TLM, Kerberos. The package called Microsoft PTA is it's not actually a package because it's a way to choose the one what should be used currently according to growth policy of domain on a computer. So it may tell the user, so right now you should use NTLM, a second version or Kerberos or something like that. Everybody knows what Microsoft NTLM is, so I don't want to stop it. Kerberos is the same. Digest, Microsoft Digest, it's the way how some websites or internet mail protocols could authenticate their users. And package called Schannel is a Microsoft implementation of SSA. How a typical authentication is looked for the application what use SSPI interface. I describe that application that currently use, for example, simple sockets. On the first stage, application will send some its own messages, and on the stage where it knows what it should authorize on the server, it will send a message called TLM NVDA. This message contains the capabilities and configuration of the client, what protocols, what options of that protocol client supports currently, and so on. On that message, server will send the so-called type 2 or message, what will contain challenge, server options, and so on. Using challenge provided by the server, generating a challenge provided by client itself, and the options what was mediated during the conversation. Client will generate a challenge response. Using that, the server will check is it a real client, or authenticated, and so on. So after the authentication will successfully be complete, several messages of between the client and server will be sent. How I could optimize the way of flow, how messages are flowed. If we exclude from our data flow client and server and make it in one process, we will not send any messages through network. We will change any messages on the same process, on the same workstation. And as you can see, the client request, server response, and challenge response, everything is contained in the memory of the same process. This process is controlled by us, so we could easily extract the data what is transferred from it, and which should allow us to obtain challenge response, and we could later brute force challenge response message and obtain a password of the user. So I released the tool. It's a simple interface is shown on the screen. As you can see, the first message sent is message invitation, The second message is server challenge and server options. And the last message is response of the client that contains user's credentials. So there is an easy way to transform it to the format what is suitable for John the Ripper and to enforce it later. As I told earlier, there is a different security packages, digest and TLM Kerberos, and I'll make some benchmarking on it. And as you can see, digest is twice as fast as TLM second version. So as you know, some networks can use not TLM's first version but second. In this case, you would speed up your course later by using digest. And of course, as you may know, some networks didn't use network LAN manager protocol to authenticate users. They use Kerberos. And in this case, you still could use digest to grab current user credentials. So the full flow of attack should be following. Some kind of spear phishing and sending the user a link to your favorite exploit kit. After that, you will deliver to the user workstation a payload or some kind of remote administration tool. User will send you back authentication data, and using that, you will brute force it. Of course, you assume that users have some kind of simple password. Using that username and password, you would exfiltrate any data from a corporation, what's available through the internet. So that's a picture. How to mitigate those kind of attacks? Anyway, you should install many-factor authentication. Try to force users to use strong passwords. You can try to disable some security packages like digest or TLM or something else, but I think that it's not impossible. It's impossible to disable them all. It's still packages could be exploited this way. So that's all. Thank you.